Hey everyone, August 17th is right around the corner. So what does that mean to you? Probably not much unless you're in the housing market right now, but some information regarding it. So August 17th is when the National Association of Realtors settlements agreements go into effect based on the settlement with the attorneys in Missouri on the lawsuit there. So essentially two main points of that going through. One, bringing more transparency on agent compensation, and secondly, eliminating what's called the co-op or the cooperating compensation between a seller or a listing agent and a broker that's representing the buyer. So you're no longer allowed to advertise that compensation amount on the MLS. So there's kind of two different things. You have the NAR settlement with the lawsuit in Missouri, and then we still have this kind of overhanging Department of Justice that they're not really saying if they agree with that lawsuit or not, and it's the settlement of that lawsuit actually doesn't even go to effect until November, so we're not even sure if this is really how things are going to be moving forward. But starting now, August 17th is when it actually gets implemented. So the point of this video is mainly to kind of help educate consumers on kind of some of those major changes. Mainly being one of the bigger changes is when you as a buyer start going to look at properties, it is now a requirement per that settlement that a buyer sign a piece of paper or a form, or every state's doing it differently, and every brokerage is doing it differently as well, so that's fun. But basically stating what the compensation will be. So some agents are saying it's a requirement for you to sign an exclusive right to buy, which means basically an agreement with that agent just to show you that home. That is not technically the case. That is the easiest path to go forward with it, but moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how different agents and different brokerages implement this. But long story short, there is, for the agent to legally show you, or I guess not technically legally, but to follow the settlement of the lawsuit, they're going to have to require you to sign a form laying out what their compensation is. So some broker or some agents may put 0% or $0 as their compensation to try to establish a level of trust with you, to show you the first home or two. Others may do, their whatever amount they choose or whatever amount they work with. That part's going to be very interesting to see. However, that has to be signed because the broker can get fined. I believe in Colorado it's going to be potentially thousands of dollars if you're not following this rule. So consumers are kind of used to saying, hey, even past clients or whoever, hey, we're not really in the market right now, but we want to go check out this home because, if it's the perfect fit, we may be considering it. Well, in order to do that, you are going to have to sign an agreement outlining the compensation that that broker is going to be getting. If you're unwilling to sign that broker technically cannot show you that house. Will they? I'm not. So I don't want to get fined thousands of dollars. So, but I'm sure there will be some that are more lenient on that than others. And I understand it's not ideal for a buyer broker, but this was the settlement that was agreed upon between the attorneys and the National Association of Realtors that we have to follow. The difficult part about this is what Colorado state law says is kind of different from what our brokerage and the MLSs are having to follow based on the settlement, because they're kind of two different entities here. So lots of changes coming in the real estate industry. I'm sure a lot of this is very confusing, and some of it may not be all that important to you right now, but I'm just trying to provide a little information, so whether you're looking to buy or sell in the next month or 5 years from now, you have a baseline knowledge of kind of what things are happening or what is happening in the real estate industry. So honestly, this will probably be different, and it could be different in 6 months when the Department of Justice decides to weigh in on what their opinion is on all of this. It could be, or could not change at all. This could just be the way it is moving forward. But long story short, things are definitely changing in the real estate industry. Some say for the better, some say for the worst. I guess it will yet to be determined. I'm not fully convinced this is consumer friendly, which is supposedly what the goal of this was. But I guess I definitely think there's better to be transparent. But in regards to some of the changes, I'm not fully in agreement with. But we just have to work with it and move forward. So anyway, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.